Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Today's transformation session is going to focus on the upcoming holidays. For Jewish people, we've got Passover, and for Christian people, we've got Easter coming. Now, these holidays can be interesting and they can be a struggle and a challenge at times. What I've noticed is most people tend to disappear for that week. Sometimes they'll use March break as an excuse, or whatever the case may be. They'll say, you know what? This is a holiday, I want to enjoy my holiday. And they do. And you eat all the sweet cakes or the matzah or whatever has to do with your particular holiday. And then what happens? Well, you've slid back, right? 5-6 days of enjoying yourself on the holidays, and now you've moved yourself back maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, you've gained some weight, you're not feeling good about yourself. But there's ways to be able to handle this. You know, the holidays are a special time, and sitting down to a hot cross bun on Good Friday or your first matzah brai on the second day of Passover, it's something we look forward to. It's something our grandparents made for us, and it's something I personally really look forward to. Now, just because you're going to enjoy the hot cross bun bite or maybe a matzah brai or whatever the case may be, there's a lot of eggs involved in both of those holidays and desserts and all kinds of good stuff. So what I'm going to try to explain today is how you can manage your weight and your restricted diet during a holiday season. So let's start with hot cross buns. I know a lot of traditional families use, or they're served hot cross buns on Good Friday before Easter. So what we like to suggest around here is enjoy your hot cross bun, but the trick is now that we're learning about portions, right? We're trying to maintain, if at least not gain weight, we want to at least make sure we don't gain weight, right? We want to at least maintain what we've got. But you want to have that hot cross bun or that matzah brai. So my suggestion is cut it into fours. Slowly savor it and enjoy it. Have it with a cup of tea with no cream or sugar. Enjoy it, put it behind you, and move on till next Good Friday. Same with the matzah brai. Rather than using 6 pieces of matzah and 4 eggs, maybe use 2 pieces of matzah and 1 egg, and just have it once, maybe twice. You don't have to eat it every day. There's all kinds of ways that we have to watch ourselves. I'm trying to connect with you on a level here that you can understand. What I'm trying to explain is, yes, you're going to want to take advantage of these holiday treats. But yes, it's going to put you back on your plan. And if your ultimate goal is to lose weight and to feel good and to get your life under control, well, then the holidays have something to do with that. This isn't the only holiday. There's Easter and Christmas and Passover and Rosh Hashanah, and then there's the New Year and the Old Year, birthday celebrations, anniversary celebrations, graduations. There's always an excuse to take advantage of a lot of food. And it's fun, and you do it, and that instant gratification is awesome. And then what happens? You feel sick at night, you feel sick the next day. It starts kind of like a pattern of not doing that well. So you end up putting on a couple of pounds. Before you know it, the holiday's behind you. You've gained 4 pounds, and you feel bad about yourself. It's hard to get back on track. You're having difficulty. You don't want to talk to me and say, Jason, I fell off track. It was the holidays. Well, you don't have to fall that far off track. You don't have to fall off track at all. I mean, you can. It is feasible to avoid all the bad foods and keep your portions under control. Like, for instance, you're having this big meal. You've got the lamb, for instance, for the Easter. There's a lamb traditionally. It's okay to go for the leaner cuts and maybe just keep it to 4 or 5 ounces. You don't have to have that big plate. Load up your plate with vegetables. Load up your plate with all the good stuff first. Eat it before you eat the meat. And then indulge in a nice piece of lamb. Then indulge in that 3 strips of brisket that your mom makes that you love so much. It's okay to eat the stuff. Try to stay within the plan. Keep your portion control under control. Remember, eating vegetables and the soups and all that before the main course comes, that's going to fill you up. It's going to have you be part of the meal. So you're enjoying the festivities, you're enjoying the camaraderie, you're enjoying sharing food and breaking bread at a table. Well, not in Passover, you're not breaking bread. You're breaking matzah. And it's okay to do that, and it's enjoyable with your family, usually, not always. I don't know, there's always a family issue, right? But that's all part of it. So you're drinking and you're eating, and then you're drinking a little bit more. Passover alone, I think 4 glasses of wine throughout the Seder. A Seder is the group meal that we have, like an Easter dinner, so to speak. And there are 4 glasses of wine drank throughout the tradition. So yes, there's calories on there, and yes, that's beyond the program, and that's okay. Be aware of it, and stay on track of it. Enjoy your holidays. So what are some things that we can do now to prepare for the meal? Why not have an apple before you go? Something so simple, right? I mean, how hard is it to eat an apple? You eat your apple, you enjoy it on the way over. You're not starving, you're not famished when you get there. How about waiting until the meal starts to have a glass of wine? So not only is that going to reduce your overall consumption of wine, but listen to this. When we drink wine and then our meal comes, get a little buzz on, feeling kind of groovy, we let our inhibitions out a little bit, our inhibitions come down a little bit. So what happens? The food comes, you're not thinking as clearly, you're barely paying attention, you're enjoying yourself. You're on your second glass, you're feeling groovy, food is coming, you're eating, before you know it, food is gone. You've showed no willpower, you've showed no self-control. And that's partly because maybe you've had a drink or two before the meal comes. I'm not saying not to have a glass of wine or a little scotch and soda. What I'm trying to say is, try to save it until the meal comes, or just before the meal comes. Don't spend an hour drinking before the meal. You will get a buzz. Your inhibitions will come down, and you will not be able to handle yourself as well around delicious food. Remember, when you're taking your servings, you don't have to mound the plate. You don't have to overload everything. Just take what you think you're going to want. You can always go back and get more. You can always ask them to pass something over. You don't have to load it all up all at once. So take advantage of the thing. Don't drink so much. Take smaller portions. Enjoy the traditional foods and enjoy the holidays. It's a very special time of the year. For me, it's my favorite holiday because of all those traditional foods. There's something called the egg with the salt water, and it represents the tears that my ancestors shed when they were being kicked out of Egypt, and the egg signifies eternity. Anyways, I like eggs with salt water. It sounds ridiculous, but it's the most delicious, indulgent thing. I usually have 2 or 3. I try to keep it at 2. And with the matzah, I look forward to some of these traditional foods. So don't avoid them. Don't be fearful of them. Go in right up to your eyeballs. It's the holidays. You're going to the meal, and just make good choices. Now, the next morning, it's a whole new day. So not so much for Easter, but if you're celebrating Passover for the next 7 days now, you're not allowed to eat any bread. And matzah is made predominantly of white flour, water, and a little bit of salt. These are horrible ingredients that are not allowed on our program. So what I'm going to suggest is experiment with different matzahs. Experiment with spelt matzah, for instance. I saw it even at No Frills for $3.99, a box of spelt organic matzah. I guarantee it's delicious. There's whole wheat, which isn't quite as good as the spelt. Play around with it. Don't just run towards the kosher for Passover section, because often what they're going to do to make the food taste better is load it up with other stuff, MSG and food coloring and sugars and it's not good stuff. So eat whole foods. During Passover, everybody's so worried about the grains. Don't worry about the grains. Eat more fruits and vegetables. You're allowed as much fruit and vegetables as you want. Enjoy them. This is a way to stay kosher for Passover and still eat healthy. Same with Easter. You don't have to have that big piece of lamb and the hot cross bun and the sweet breads. You don't have to have it all. You can have a bite of your kid's hot cross bun, maybe a piece of sweet bread the next day at brunch. You can have a small piece of lamb and a big old salad. Lots of greens and lots of veg. So have a happy holiday. I know it's just around the corner. I wish you only the best this coming year. And although it's not a New Year celebration, I still want to wish you, why not? The New Year starts today, right? Why shouldn't the New Year start today? A new year starts every single day. And today's year starts at this very minute. Enjoy your holidays, eat well, make good choices. And for those of you on the program, if you have any problems over the next few days, text me. You know how to get a hold of me. You know I love answering your questions, and I'm always here for you. Have a great holiday, everybody. Happy Passover, happy Easter, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.